Hi, my name is Claire and I'm a cat behaviourist and founder of Honeysuckle cat toys. And in this, the third part of my video series on making the world a better place for cats, I thought I'd introduce you, or rather your cats, to puzzle feeding. Although this way of feeding cats really is kind of gaining traction, it's still a relatively new idea. But because it has so many benefits for cats, I wanted to give you lots of information about it. So, what exactly is puzzle feeding? It's when you place your cat's food in some kind of a receptacle where he has to do a bit of problem solving in order to get the food out. It could be something as simple as an egg carton, or something as complex as this bad boy. There are lots of benefits to feeding cats in this way. It provides mental and physical stimulation and is so much more rewarding for cats than just having their food plonked down in a bowl in front of them, which gives them no opportunity to search for, capture and kill their food. And as you probably know, if a cat doesn't receive enough stimulation to meet his or her particular requirements, this can lead to boredom, which can then develop into behaviour problems. And there's actually been a review published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery that says, a recent review of the scientific literature provides evidence for many benefits of using puzzle feeders with cats. These include reducing signs of stress, contributing to weight loss, decreasing aggression towards humans and other cats, reducing anxiety and fear, and eliminating attention-seeking behaviours and inappropriate toileting problems. The authors found that all cats can use puzzle feeders, even senior cats, kittens, three-legged cats, blind cats, and cats with other disabilities. So this particular journal comes from the veterinary division of a charity called International Cat Care, which is one of the UK's leading cat welfare charities. And if you haven't heard of them, please do visit their website. It's full of loads of useful information for cat owners. So research has identified that puzzle feeding provides stimulation for cats of all ages. It makes meals last longer and can also help promote weight loss. In terms of the types of feeders available, when I first started as cat behaviourist, puzzle feeders were just starting to be developed, but now there's a huge range to suit cats, from ones that are suitable for cats that are just starting out with puzzle feeding to those that need something a little bit more complex. There are feeders that are stationary, where cats simply just need to use their paw to fish out the food. And others that are mobile, which require cats to push them, either using their nose or their paw, so that the feeder rolls and allows the food to drop out of holes in it. And there are yet others that might require a cat to move an object to get to the food underneath. are some really complex ones which require cats to get food out of an object that's within an object, so for the very advanced puzzle feeders of the cat world. And puzzle feeding isn't just confined to dry food, you can also do it with wet food as well, which we'll talk about a bit later. So in terms of commercial feeders, you can now buy in the shops. As I've said, there are loads of different types, but I'd probably start with something simple and stationary, such as one which a cat just has to use his paws to dig a piece of food out. Or you could use a simple mobile feeder such as the Slim Cat feeder, which you saw my cat Billy demonstrating earlier. It's clear, it's got lots of holes, and it's an easy feeder. Then when they've got the hang of this, you can gradually increase the complexity of the feeders. Those ones you've just seen, I would probably class as kind of like a medium level. More advanced ones look like these. And that's just a very small sample of puzzle feeders you can buy. Oh, and by the way, they might also be called interactive feeders if you're searching for them on Amazon or on Google. But equally, if you're someone who likes to create, you can easily make a whole variety of feeders from stuff you've already got at home. They can be as simple as a small amount of dry food wrapped up in a piece of paper, a half-open egg box, some yoghurt pots stuck onto a piece of cardboard, a pyramid made from the cardboard toilet roll tubes, or even a bottle box that still has the sections in it. Or you might want to make something slightly more elaborate. or you could even turn feeding into a game with something that dangles down and the cat has to pat it to get a treat out. Or even just use a simple but always effective brown paper bag. You can even repurpose some of your cat's old cat toys. But what's clear is that even the most basic of puzzle feeders give cats more stimulation than just eating from a bowl. So in terms of how to transition your cat to puzzle feeding, any changes to your cat's routine should be introduced gradually, and this obviously also goes for transitioning them to puzzle feeding. So to start, I would recommend a feeder that has lots of openings so the cats can easily see and smell the food. And fill the feeder with just enough food so that either the food is released more readily or just to make it easier for your cat to pull some of the kibble out, depending on what type of feeder you're using. So let's say something like this. You could also try spreading some of the kibble around the feeder so that your cat starts to associate it with food. So what you should do is, to start, is to place your feeder next to your cat's food bowl, making sure that the food bowl also contains food. When your cat becomes used to the concept of working for his food and is showing no signs of frustration, gradually reduce the amount of food in the bowls, so eventually his entire daily allowance of dry food is given in the feeder and you can then remove the bowl. When they become experienced at it, it would be a really good idea to have a number of different feeders available in different locations and of different complexities, and enough so that you're able to rotate them every few days to keep your cat challenged. Cats have individual preferences and abilities, so try a variety of different puzzle feeders to identify ones that the cats enjoy. Cats have I mentioned wet food earlier. It's ideal for all food to be fed via puzzle feeding, but understandably this can be less practical for wet food. However, there are things you can do, such as using a mug on its side. Obviously making sure it's on a plastic mat, or else you could even use something like an ice cube tray or a muffin tray. If you want more ideas for puzzle feeders, both commercial and homemade, and for dry and wet food, there's a really great website to take a look at called Food Puzzles for Cats. Just a word about dogs. When you're puzzle feeding cats, you can perhaps use baby gates to keep dogs out of an area, or train them to leave it or drop it, or give your dog their own foraging toys outside. So puzzle feeding is definitely something that makes our cat's world better. It provides environmental enrichment, it stimulates their minds and bodies, and gives them the opportunity to perform natural hunting behaviours. And ultimately it forms part of what helps them to live happier and healthier lives. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye.